still going, huh? Alright, so you need to be 1, 2, 3. In order to have all these be in the same shape. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, okay, okay. Oh, yeah. Would you allow this? Does the Abstergo logo count in that case? No. No. You want to be together. Okay. Well, if I cut you guys off together, then the other one's going to be a pair for sure. So then we just have to... One, two, three. Ooh. How about this? How about this? 1, 2, 3. Okay, okay. I see what you're getting at here. This is gonna be a little tricky for me, but that's okay. You know, Oh, okay, okay, okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Give it to me. All right. Now we have 2 pairs, which means one of the counters is going to be one of the big boys. So how about... Yes, I understand. I understand the complications. I understand what is making this difficult. I have a job interview tomorrow. That's going to be exciting. It's the first job interview I've had in years. Because I don't get called back very often. But it's happening tomorrow for a job I'm fully unqualified for, but as long as I'm my normal charming self, I'm sure I'll be fine. And if I have my snuff nose voice, I'm sure I could be able to turn up the charm to 10. But with that in mind, I should get a fairly good night's sleep, which means I'm not going to be playing this game forever. But I would like to play it for some. Okay, so here's the thing. If we separate this out... No, it's not going to be happy about that. Especially because that's not part of the Abstergo logo, so it's not going to be happy about that. Okay, yeah, this is a little tricky one. It's a little tricky one we got here. So these need to... Okay, maybe... Okay, hang on. Nope. Nope. Or how about this? How about this? That's something. This is something. In fact, what's even more something? You see where I'm going here? You see where I'm going? I do need to separate these bottom two Tetrises into something else. Into their own little section. But I feel like I'm on to something. How about that? Awesome. Oh shit, did that do it? Is that the one I needed? Oh, I know what you need. I know what you're... Let me just take care of this real quick. There, and then I need to come down and flatten you. That's what you want. That's what you want, isn't it? Oh, but does it still need to be from up there that I do the angle? God. Cool. Alright, let me down. Put me down right now, please. Okay, alright. Let's see what this does, and if it does what I want to. Hey, you know that? You know how I was talking about how the mazes are going to be super easy and I don't know how they're going to complicate it? Hey, that one I got stuck on? Fuck that one. I never needed it in the first place. That looks like it's leading up to where I need it to go, so let's take the short route here and not take that slow-ass elevator. Let's go this way. Please, for the love of God, yes! Okay, we have one last puzzle, but hopefully it'll be a simple one. How about that? Or no, you're not going to like that. Wait, yeah, you're not going to... Yeah, what exactly do you want here, man? Because, yeah, you're not going to like that. But if I do this, then the Abstergo logo isn't where the single piece is. Do I gotta separate? Yeah, that's what it is. It's like this. Wait, but you should be happy. You were separated. What do you... Oh, because it has to be vertical. It has to be vertical. Right. Forgot about that. Okay, well, in that case, how about this? There we go. All right, that is the Quarry box confirmed. I am slightly frustrated with myself that I found the one down in the shack so hard, but I am glad that coming back to it and realizing, wait, no, it's not actually odd numbers. It's just formatted differently from how I'm used to. I'm glad I was able to figure that out. I do believe... 2, 3, 4, 5... I only count 6 lasers. Is there one on the other... Can I not see the Guggenheim laser from here? I think this is the 7th laser, which I think is all the lasers we need. I am going to go to double check the temple, because I do want to go ahead and open that box. Alright, there's our laser. Let's get going. What's the quickest way there? I don't know. Was there a way down from there? I don't know. I'm not going to risk it, though. I'm going to go the way I know. And the way I know is to go... Oh, faux. Faux show. I don't know, man. I'm very tired. But we can hit the road. And we will solve this murder just the way Ashley Johnson intended. With my nose rather stuffy. I don't actually appreciate this game how apparently our boy has stamina. How he will stop sprinting after a while. Although I shouldn't say that. My shift key has been acting the fuck up lately. So it might just be that. It might just be... What? What, you don't like that stare? I'm sorry. I should not blame... Good Lord, Waterfall, could you be a little bit more chill, please? Don't love the way that sound just suddenly loaded in. I also forgot exactly how to climb up this temple, but we are going to find it. Yeah, this one was 100% on the backside. We have unlocked 7 lasers. But yeah, probably not actually the game's fault for the stamina thing. My shift key will often just decide it doesn't want to shift anything anymore. Which, when you work as an editor, very frustrating. To not be able to type properly because you can't... I have 2 shift buttons. I should just shift. Change my my habit so I just use the other shift button. Have I solved this one? No, I haven't. I didn't even know I could come over here. You want to be surrounded on 2 sides. Huh. That's actually a little tricky for you. Have I been putting way more thought into these puzzles than I had to? Or alternatively, have I been solving them? Okay, no, it didn't like that. So I did... It does like that. I don't know if I've been interpreting them properly, but I have been solving them enough that it they've stayed solved. Hey, there's a dog tag down there. But before I do that, I could have sworn it just meant that the square that the triangle is in wants to have a trail on two sides, and this one that's not the case. Although I suppose. I don't understand why that's correct, but it is correct. And it does give me an error message if it's not correct, so we'll take it.
The most beautiful experience
it's not
we
Ashley
can
Johnson.
have
He's been murdered.
is the mysterious.
She's been murdered. This man murdered him,
It is the
probably.
fundamental emotion that stands at the cradle of true art and true science.
I can't believe I blamed Mary Elizabeth McGlynn.
Whoever does not know it, and can no longer wonder, no longer marvel, is as good as dead, and his eyes are dimmed. It was the experience of mystery, even if mixed with fear, that engendered religion. A knowledge of the existence of something we cannot penetrate. Our perceptions of the profoundest reason and the most radiant beauty, which only in their most primitive forms are accessible to our minds. It is this knowledge and this emotion that constitute true religiosity. In this sense, and in this alone, I am a deeply religious man. I cannot conceive of a God who rewards and punishes his creatures, or has a will of the kind that we experience in ourselves. Neither can I, nor would I, want to conceive of an individual that survives his physical death. Let feeble souls, from fear or absurd egoism, cherish such thoughts. I am satisfied with the mystery of the eternity of life, and with the awareness and a glimpse of the marvelous structure of the existing world, together with the devoted striving to comprehend a portion, be it ever so tiny, of the reason that manifests itself in nature. Albert Einstein, 1931.
Oh, Einstein, you said that shit? I was about to say, a lot of these quotes are like, I'm with you for about 70% of it, and then you have to go and say something douchey, such as, I don't want to think about life after death. Let those stupid idiots who believe in heaven think about that. I'm too smart for that. You have to get, like, there's a difference between having your own personal philosophy that you do believe strongly in, and then thinking, and anyone who doesn't believe that is just not as smart as me. I've always found that to be a very annoying mindset. And again, as a Christian, I'm well aware there's plenty of Christians who act that way, and I'm annoyed with them too, trust me. Yeah, I don't love the, here's my unique way of looking at the world. Everyone else who doesn't see it that way is a dumb baby idiot. I think there's a lot of people with that mindset, and they're the ones that need to grow up, I think. Here's a dog tag all the way up here that we missed, or has been placed here. It wasn't there before, but I probably just missed it.
Up there, you go around every hour and a half. Time after time after time.
Not Ashley Johnson.
You wake up usually,
but another
and
female speaker.
Just the way that the track of your orbits go, you wake up over the Mideast, over North Africa. As you eat breakfast, you look out the window as you're going past, and there's the Mediterranean.
This is about the ISS.
And Greece, and Rome, and North Africa, and the Sinai, the whole area. And you realize that in one glance, that what you're seeing is what was the whole history of man for years, the cradle of civilization. And you go around down across North Africa and out over the Indian Ocean and look up at that great subcontinent of India pointed down toward you as you go past it. And Ceylon off to the side, Burma, Southeast Asia, out over the Philippines, and up across that monstrous Pacific Ocean. Vast body of water. You've never realized how big that is before. And you finally come up across the coast of California and look for those friendly things. Los Angeles and Phoenix and on across El Paso. And there's Houston. There's home. And you look, and sure enough, there's the Astrodome. And you identify with that, you know? It's an attachment. And down across New Orleans.
I'm curious if I'm going to actually recognize the name.
And there's the whole peninsula of Florida laid out. And all the hundreds of hours you spent flying across that route, down in the atmosphere, all that is friendly again. And you go out across the Atlantic Ocean and back across Africa. And you do it again, and again, and again. And that identity, that you identify with Houston, and then you identify with Los Angeles, and Phoenix, and New Orleans, and everything. And the next thing you recognize in yourself is you're identifying with North Africa. You look forward to that. You anticipate it. And there it is. That whole process begins to shift of what it is you identify with. When you go around it in an hour and a half, you begin to recognize that your identity is with that whole thing. And that makes a change. You look down there, and you can't imagine how many borders and boundaries you crossed again and again and again. And you don't even see them. At that wake-up scene, the Mid-East, you know there are hundreds of people killing each other over some imaginary line that you can't see. From where you see it, the thing is a whole, and it's so beautiful. And you wish you could take one from each side in hand and say, look at it from this perspective. Look at that. What's important? And so a little later on, your friend, again those same neighbors, another astronaut, the person next to you goes out to the moon. And now he looks back and sees the Earth not as something big where he can see the beautiful details, but he sees the Earth as a small thing out there. And now that contrast between that bright blue and white Christmas tree ornament and that black sky, that infinite universe, really comes through. The size of it, the significance of it, it becomes both things. It becomes so small and so fragile, and such a precious little spot in that universe that you can block it out with your
very
thumb.
Curious.
And you realize
Who
that
said
on
this
that
and when?
small spot, that little blue and white thing is everything that means anything to you. All of history and music and poetry and art and war and death and birth and love, tears, joy, games, all of it is on that little spot out there that you can cover with your thumb. And you realize that
This is a long one. I feel like I'm back in the
you've
movie
changed.
theater room.
That there's something new there. That relationship is no longer what it was. And then you look back on the time when you were outside on that EVA and those few moments that you had the time because the camera malfunctioned, that you had the time to think about what was happening. And you recall staring out there at the spectacle that went before your eyes. Because now, you're no longer inside something with a window looking out at a picture. But now you're out there, and what you've got around your head is a goldfish bowl, and there are no limits here. There are no frames. There are no boundaries. You're really out there, over it, floating, going 25,000 miles per hour, ripping through space, a vacuum, and there's not a sound. There's a silence, the depth of which you've never experienced before. And that silence contrasts so markedly with the scenery and the speed with which you know you're going. That contrast, the mix of those two things, really comes through. And you think about
Oh my
what you're
god. I have
experiencing
identified
and why.
the fundamental flaw of these dog tags,
You
and I will wait
deserve
until
this.
it's over,
This
which might be in another 10
fantastic
minutes.
experience? Have you earned this in some way? Are you separated out to be touched by God to have some special experience here that other men cannot have? You know the answer to that is no. There's nothing that you've done that deserves that earned that. It's not a special thing for you. You know very well at that moment, and it comes through to you so powerfully that you're the sensing element for man. You look down and see the surface of that globe that you've lived on all this time, and you know all those people down there. They are like you. They are you. And somehow you represent them when you are up there. A sensing element, that point out on the end, and that's a humbling feeling. It's a feeling that says you have a responsibility. It's not for yourself. The eye that doesn't see does not do justice to the body. That's why it's there. That's why you're out there. And somehow you recognize that you're a piece of this total life.
Oh my
You're out on that forefront, and you have to bring that back somehow.
I'm like...
And that becomes a rather special responsibility.
Get me in there,
It tells you
coach.
something about your relationship with this thing we call life.
I don't want to just
and when you
talk over it the whole time, but I have so many thoughts right now.
There's a difference in
about
that
the game,
between
not even about the quote.
And that planet. And you and all those other forms of life on that planet. Because you've had that kind of experience. It's a difference. And it's so precious. And all through this, I've used the word you because it's not me. It's not Dave Scott. It's not Dick Gordon, Pete Conrad, John Glenn. It's you. It's us. It's we. It's life. It's had that experience. And it's not just my problem to integrate. It's not my challenge to integrate, my joy to integrate. It's yours. It's everybody's. Russell Schweikart, 1975.
75? Who was working on a... I guess that must have been, like, in orbit, but not at the space station. Not at a space station. Because, I don't know, I feel like before the ISS, I think we did have an American space station for a while, but I don't think it was active in the 70s. I have identified the fundamental flaw with the dog tags in this game. Which is that, and I'm sure there was a while where I was worried if I walked away from the dog tag, it would stop talking, and I probably never needed to be worried about that. And that probably would have helped my experience if I had tried to solve puzzles while listening to these quotes. That probably would have been nice. And I've chosen not to do that in this game, just in case they stop going if I get too far away from the dog tag. Even in the case of you can solve the puzzles while you listen. I'm going to go off on a tangent that will become relevant. For the first chunk of that quote, I thought it was specifically about the International Space Station, which I'm very passionate about. I firmly believe that the International Space Station is the greatest achievement in human history. The idea that we have had at least a human in space for over 20 years. It has been over 20 years since every human was living on Earth at the same time. Every living human was on Earth, is how I should phrase that. We have had someone in space. There's been at least one person on the ISS at all times since it began being in operation. And the additional fact that it is international. Despite conflicts between the United States and China and Russia and Japan and all of these, and UAE, all the different astronauts from all the different countries that have been a part of it, even in the middle of like the Ukraine, the war in Ukraine, and this is not to say that like I am happy the U.S. is working in conjunction with Russia while the Ukraine war is happening, but in regards to like the specific people working for Roscosmos and the specific people working for NASA, the idea that we can put like global conflicts aside to say, hey, what we're doing up there, that's more important than what's going on down there. Like, the ISS is worth still working together on, even through these times where we are not on the same page, and for good reason. Again, like I've when it comes to the Ukraine war, very anti-Russia. I want to make that abundantly clear. But the idea that like we can still make it work for the sake of doing incredible things in space is something that I think is incredibly valuable and wonderful, and shows a lot about humanity and humankind working together. To say nothing of the fact that like that time shortly after the Ukraine war started, and they sent up the Russian cosmonauts, and they came out onto the station, and they were wearing blue and yellow, and they were like, these were just the colors we had available. It's totally a coincidence that we are wearing these colors, because if they said it was on purpose, then they would have gotten arrested as soon as they came back to Earth. But just the idea that like the International Space Station is a testament to the cooperation of mankind as a whole. It is a beautiful, wonderful thing. And that quote made it fucking boring. I was getting bored while listening to that quote, which is, if anybody, if I get bored of that quote, anybody's gonna get bored of that quote. And here's the thing: if I was reading that quote in a book Or I'm sure if Richard Swikart was giving like a lecture at a university and I was listening to all that, it would have been great. But in this puzzle game that is constantly encouraging you to be doing things, and again, I understand that I probably could have clicked that dog tag and then continued to solve puzzles. Although in this particular instance, there's only one puzzle left for me to solve right now. I'm not going to like go back down off of the mountain. Is there a person up there on the ridge that's getting frozen to death? That seems bad. That seems troubling. I understand that like I am allowed to continue playing the game while listening to the quote, but the game's insistence on putting in quotes and the videos in the movie theater, putting them in their entirety, and just having the player have to listen to it for like 5 minutes straight makes the quotes boring. That would have been such an exciting quote if we had gotten the first 30% of it, and that was the end of it. Or at least split that quote up into different dog tags. Put the first... I don't even care if it's out of order, because the sentiment all works together really well. Put one dog tag here, one dog tag over there, one dog tag over there, and I can click through one by one and have time to process it all. But when you have a 5-minute speech and I'm just going to stand here and listen to the whole thing doing nothing, it makes... And it's the entire quote is being read at that slow, thinking, peaceful voice and cadence, when the entire like 5-page monologue is being read at this pace. It gets really boring, and I think that is a flaw of the game for choosing to put in these monologues uncut, requesting that the voice actors not change their cadence for the entire time reading them, and putting them all on individual dog tags instead of splitting them up into smaller pieces. It makes those quotes kind of a slog to get through at points. And the fact that I'm saying that after the one about space travel, which is something I'm incredibly passionate about, I think speaks to how heavy that flaw is. I love the concept of the dog tags, and I think their execution is really lacking in this game. Anyways, sorry to go on a big old rant there. Let's go ahead and open this bad boy up and see what's coming next. I hope it's more speeches. Ooh, okay, we have a little bit more to go. Interesting. So we're going to start with, as it always has been, although these guys are going to get out of the way, man. As it always has been. Interesting, there are 3 exits, and then there's 3 lines going off them, so I wonder if it matters which one I pick. Oh. Interesting. Okay, well, which one do we want to pick? Does it matter? Each one of them corresponds to a different one of these little loops. Oh, this guy's climbing up too. So I wonder if I will have to do all 3. But for now... Ooh, I am going to have to... Actually, I'm not sure how to do that one. Huh, actually, yeah. This one's... Because they get in the way, it's a little bit tricky, actually. Yeah, actually, I need to be able to... Like, I can get to here, but it's not going to actually solve the puzzle properly. Yeah, I didn't think so. Can you guys get out of the fucking way, guys? I was really thinking we were getting to the end, and now things have been kind complicated. Why does that make you upset? Why do some of you shut off? Yeah, I know, but I don't know how to... Go up here? Do I get a better angle? No, I can't see anything from there. Could you guys please get out of the way? There's one. Huh. Really thought I'd be getting it. So I'm realizing there's another cable that's not powered up. That goes down to that one. I don't know how I would power it up. There's nothing else that needs unlocking on the box, so I don't know if powering up another laser would be useful here. You know? Ooh, okay, so... Okay, you want me to get there. I feel like I can do that. I feel like if I get the angle just right, I might be able to solve this one. Feels close, because I can cut off this black square, and then I need to be able to cut the other one off, but I can't do it from any of these angles. Yeah, this one's this one's tough. Cause you go up here and you go over here and then it doesn't like you cause you gotta get chunk. You're gonna get chunkied. Could you guys please move? Could you please move is the main thing, honestly. It's times like this that really make you wonder. Where are those good old-fashioned family values on which we used to rely? I hate myself. Can I please... Why can't Metroid crawl? Why can my guy not crouch? I know there would still be a fucking leg in the way, even once I wrapped around him. Is that what you like? Would you like that? Looks like Shea Wiggum. And Shea Wiggum's being lassoed by Richard Nixon. I think I did make the Richard Nixon comparison last time, and I stand by it. This feels almost correct. What I've done here. This cuts off this bad boy. If I stand right in the middle of you assholes. No. No. Of course not. Of course not. Would never do that. This is frustrating. I really thought we'd be powering through this. Yeah, I feel the same way, guys. Honestly, samesies. If I pour more lasers into this, are you guys going to overload and crumble? I'd be okay with that. I'd hate to say goodbye to Shea Wiggum, but if it meant getting rid of Nixon, honestly, probably a net gain. Couldn't you guys be normal, please? Hey now. Now that's an angle I could get into. I swear to God. I swear to you. I will be there. Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. God bless. Can't do this to me. I have to do that for all of them? God damn it! God damn it. It didn't even shake Nixon away. Okay. So I just have to back up far enough. Is the key. Here's the thing. If I undo this, okay, yeah, the lock's not going to be upset if I do that. So And you want to get to there, right? Yeah, okay. So obviously I have to have you both be in sight. Hey, is that a... No. 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 It could be, but it won't be. It's not meant to be. For it is plain as anyone can see. It's simply not to be. I wish I could cut it off this way. But then okay, so like let's take it one at a time. So I gotta get to this, right? That is a successful cutoff. We found success. But then we get over to this bullshit, and everything changes. Unless. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Because those two. Yeah. Yeah. Nope, that won't do it. That shouldn't do it, said Professor Layton. How about this? How about this? How about this? Just let me go through. Just let me go through, please. Please, I can see it. I can see it. I don't think that would work, but it feels close. Oh yeah, that would work. If only it wasn't. If only the game wasn't an asshole about it. If the game decided not to be an asshole about it, then we'd be fine.